I'm Karen Pesca with ERA Westwood Real Estate. I have with me here today Dylan Watts with Willamette Valley Bank, and he's going to help us with some lender questions for buyers. So you could be a first-time buyer, a move-up buyer, it doesn't matter, but we have some questions, and we'd like to help you.
Karen, can you tell me why you want a buyer that's pre-qualified before you start showing houses to?
So a buyer, sometimes they don't know what they're qualified for, and we go show houses and it's out of their price range or what they are qualified for. In other instances, buyers may be qualified for more than what their real comfort level is for what a mortgage payment would be. So it really helps to let us get the parameters for the search so we know what search criteria to look in. And also, it's ideal for submitting an offer because we'll know how to strategically put that offer in place and get you the best deal we can and have that pre-qualification letter along with the offer.
I think another one of the things that I see a lot of buyers run into is they think they have a price range in mind, but then when they see the monthly payment, sometimes they actually realize they want more than what they initially thought, or sometimes it's vice versa where they want less. So I think it's just good to have those conversations up front before you get into something or a situation that, you know, makes you a little uncomfortable or you realize you could have upgraded a little bit in price.
Exactly. So Dylan, can you tell me about the pre-approval process and what that means?
Yeah, so pre-approval, to put this simply, is just a quick rundown of your financial situation and your credit score. So we'll look at, obviously, your income, your revolving monthly debts, and that's going to include things like student loans, credit cards, car payments, and then obviously we'll look at your credit score. The credit score is more for determining what program you're going to be put into, and sometimes that'll have an impact on what you can afford as well.
Oh, perfect. And then what criteria and information does a buyer need to be ready to submit during the pre-qualification process?
So the two biggest things we look at are going to be your credit and income. We obviously can pull credit ourselves, so it's not like you have to have a pre-existing credit pull. But income documentation, if you have pay stubs or tax returns, those are the most important things.
Perfect. So a lot of us do not have a lot of cash in the bank ready to go for a down payment or, closing costs. What is the options for a buyer in this stage with not a lot of cash in the bank?
So there are programs that help with down payment assistance. Sometimes it's not going to be available to every buyer, but if you're within certain income limits, it's something that will be available to you. And that's something that you just kind of have to talk to a lender specifically on a case-by-case basis. The other options too are, finding a good realtor that knows how to correctly ask for seller concessions, and that can help cover some of the closing costs too. But there is kind of a still misunderstanding with how much it requires to get into a house, because we see it sometimes when people get into homes with literally $1,000, $2,000 if we can run the transaction correctly.
Mm-hmm. And I think the VA is the only zero down program where they could literally get into a home if we can get closing costs paid on their behalf for $0.
Yeah, so you can literally get into a VA home loan as long as you have VA eligibility for $0, and USDA loans as well if the property's in the qualifying areas.
Perfect. And then does a lender conduct a job verification and a credit check prior to closing?
We do. So obviously we get the initial upfront verification of employment. The credit pull is more so to make sure you didn't take on any new debts. So it's not going to be like we're rechecking to see where your credit score is, but just making sure that, from the time we apply to the time we're actually closing, you didn't go out and buy a $50,000 car and then throw off what we can technically qualify you for affordability.
Yes. So that's great to know because, not everyone realizes that you do that credit check and job verification in the end, and so many things can change during the process of the loan.
Yeah. One of the biggest questions I get, honestly, is about using credit cards to buy appliances before moving in. The easiest answer, and it's always a little bit situation to situation, but the easiest, safest bet is just to hold off on buying anything from the time you initially apply until after the loan actually closes funds and records.
Exactly. I totally agree. So thank you, Dylan, for taking the time with me today to go over the lending process, especially for first-time home buyers that have never been through this before. They're kind of scared and not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
So if anyone's ready to purchase a home, please reach out to Dylan and I. And you can reach me at 208-871-6436.
And my number is 208-608-4012.
Thank you and have a great day.